Mentors, how we doing? Hello. How's everybody? Hi. Hello everyone. How are we doing today? Hi. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited. For today, we're gonna be doing some board game design. It's gonna be sick. I can't wait. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for it. It's gonna be nice. I've got a ton of ideas I want to share with you guys today. As I said on Twitter, if you haven't seen, it's going to be a shorter stream today. We're just going to get right into it so we can fill as much time as possible. But yeah, it's going to be a shorter stream, probably going to end around 9:30 to 10. Latest at 10, because, you know, you may have heard from Bishop today earlier that us members of WBC, we're going to be going to hang out a bit, do a little off collab. We won't say where, but we will gonna be hanging out over the weekend, so all of us have to kind of travel to get to one place. So we're planning going somewhere fun. If you guys, maybe you guys get to see. I don't know if you guys will get to see or not, but hopefully you do. If you do, we'll post it on our social, on our main account. If we do, like we did with the New Year's, I mean, not all of us were there. This time we're actually all gonna be there, so it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be good. We'll reveal what that is once we're back. If we do decide to do that. If not, you know, it was just a fun weekend. But yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. But before that, we have some board game design to be doing today, you guys. A lot of things have happened since the last version of our game. Today, I'm hoping to basically finalize the system in terms of like the core mechanics and how it works. Obviously, we're through play testing. We're probably gonna find some errors, but you know, I want to get to play testing as fast as possible. It's been quite a while, so if you guys need a refresher, that's okay. Honestly, I do as well. I haven't been working on this as much as I would want to, so it's pretty much the same. I have all these ideas in my head. I just haven't written them down yet, but it's pretty much the same from last time. Don't worry. Nothing too intense. We're going to be doing more of this. Come up with some moves, perhaps, for the move list. Tweaking a few things here and there, because if you guys remember last time, last time we did this, it was during like Anime North season, so unfortunately I couldn't go because I was sick, but a friend of mine who was near the place in the area could go, so thank goodness I didn't have to waste my money getting a ticket and then not be able to you know, not be able to do anything, because I mean, I feel like I could have canceled the ticket, but I feel like might as well, you know, I have someone who's there, might as well. I mean, they've wanted to go for so long, so finally there's an opportunity, so why not, you know? I'm gonna share the love a little bit, share the love, if you know what I mean. So yeah, they went, and then they kind of went to some panels for me that I was interested in. The main one was on game design and what was it, like combat mechanics or something like that, and game design or whatever. That was the main one I wanted to go to, but I couldn't because I got sick that week. It was not fun. Ugh. I mean, it wasn't anything too bad, but it was enough to keep me in bed. So yeah, luckily since then I'm feeling great. It's a really nice day today, actually. Pretty warm, not too hot, which is great. Hopefully on the weekend it's not gonna be too hot where we're going. Us WBC members are going. But yeah, hopefully again not too hot, because oh gosh, I don't want it to be so hot. It's gonna burn my skin. Even though we do live in the skies and we're technically closer to the sun, so we do kind of get the heat first. We have cooling systems like any city does, so yeah, I guess we don't really feel it as much. I don't think. I mean, there are stronger winds up there too, so I guess that plays into it as well, not being too hot. But then again, it could be hot winds, cold winds, who knows? But yeah, let's head into our whole board game design thing. But before we do that, I'm gonna switch the screen, but I'm just gonna make a few announcements afterwards on what is going on the channel. All right, let's go to the dock. All right, cool. You know, I should put some like background music on. I'm actually gonna put our start stream music on a bit. There we go. So we can have something going in the background. But yeah, So basically, this stream we're just going to be again doing all of this stuff here. Nothing too intensive. This is our last version here. Since then, I've taken out some things. I've went with this title so far. I think this is a good title idea, so we can like branch out and possibly make other quote-unquote adventures, journeys, I should say. But yeah, it'll be fun. Let me just turn that down. I don't know if it's too loud. But yeah, it's still the same themes. It's still gonna follow these rules here that we've randomly rolled, like can't touch the floor, final items, the genre is RPG, stuff like that. So it's still gonna follow that. Nothing too drastic changes. It's just mechanics wise, some changes. But before we get into what I've changed and what I'm thinking of, let's make a few announcements. So first of all, at the end of this stream, as you've probably been seeing in my couple past few streams, we've been doing VTuber shoutouts. Yeah, it's been really fun. But today I think I'm not gonna. I know I did post out a form on Twitter about that, on the communities and everywhere. Oh, I should have put. Oh, I didn't post it to YouTube. No, I forgot about the community polls, man. Okay, I'll post that after the stream. Let me just make a little note of this. I forgot to post it on the poll on the communities. No, I always forget that like I actually have community thing now on YouTube. Let's see. All right, let me just put a note here. Post VTuber shoutouts. Nice. Okay, so yeah, about the VTuber shoutouts, I'm officially gonna start them next week. My next week of streaming, just because I need a few days to sort of set everything up and whatnot. So we did get a few submissions, so thank you to those of you that did submit, whether that be through Twitter, whether that be through finding the link on my YouTube, whatever it is. Thank you guys so much for all that. So I will be processing your submissions soon. If anyone else who's watching this stream, whether live today or in the VOD, who wants to, you know, who is a VTuber as well, who would like to shout out someone else, feel free to. I will be shouting them out. They don't necessarily have to be VTubers per se. You can be a streamer as well. But I'm right now mainly looking for VTubers, hence the whole VTuber shoutouts thing, just to promote some smaller creators, you know, get the community going, you know, and promoting the small VTubers, because you know we're struggling out here. we be struggling to find our people. So hopefully this will make it a bit easier, get us out there in the wild, as nobody says, get it out in the wild. Okay, I'm just rambling at this point, but other than that, thank you guys so much. I saw my not only this form, thank you guys for submitting stuff to that, but also thank you guys for hitting 80 followers on Twitter. That's crazy. Thank you guys. We're almost at 100. Can't wait for that day. But thank you guys, all the new followers that have been following me, those that are you know, VTubers or otherwise. Thank you guys so much for following me. It's been, honestly, it's been amazing. Hopefully all of you can check out the content here on YouTube. I'll try my best to respond to DMs as well, though I might be a bit slow depending if I'm busy or not, but I'll try my best to respond in time if it's something urgent. But if you have any questions again about the VTuber shoutouts, feel free to DM me, or if you just want to chat, you know. But yeah, I will be looking into that. We'll officialize it next stream technically next stream. Sometime next week we'll start that, because I have to still figure out a format, because I can't just willy-nilly be like, oh okay, it's this person, all this stuff, because I want some structure to this, but also like I feel like I don't know what I would say per se. I don't know, I feel like I'd leave stuff out that I probably shouldn't. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that behind the scenes. Hopefully you guys can see that, and it'll be good. I can't wait for that to start next week. Let's get into the all the other things though for today, like the game and whatnot. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. Okay, so first things first. We have this new design going on here. Okay, so let me just get a refresher of what we had last time. So same idea. This is the V2. This is V3 here. Same ideas, just more polished. I picked this as our game title, WBC Realms Journey Through Sky City. So I'm thinking like in the future, if we do expand this out into other games of this under the same title, like in the WBC, like our canon universe, we're gonna be calling all our lands realms. I think that was pretty neat. Sounds pretty cool and sounds like fantasy-like, you know, so it kind of fits in with our whole theme of like a dungeon crawler kind of thing. Each realm realm journey, I don't know, each adventure, I should say, in WBC Realms isn't gonna be the same type of game, I should say. Like some mechanics are still gonna be the same. Like combat probably will be the same. I might recycle some stuff as well in the future. But I'll try to make them like mechanics the same, so it has some idea of like being one under one title, one category, one genre kind of thing. But yeah. So again, it's a RPG dungeon crawler strategy board game where basically what will happen, you have a character sheet that you use as your character, obviously. We're going to start out with the members of WBC. Maybe in the future we'll expand to some other original characters that you can use as well. So this is just like the base sheet that you would get. If you're making your own character, obviously there's no... I mean, you could draw a little... I could have a little box here for art. You just like doodle something. That'd be fun. Even if you don't have art skills, you know, you can like a little smiley face or something. I don't know. But yeah, so this is kind of the character sheet. Let me just go into this. So, actually, you can't see the bottom part of the screen, can you? Okay, well, it's okay. Let's save and close here. Okay, if I just zoom in, how does... You just do this to zoom in? There we go. I'm just trying to wait to zoom in that's not destructive to the page. Okay, you go one more. Ah, nice. Perfect. So, yeah, this is the character sheet. You can see the top part, character name. We have some subheading or occupation. So, for example, let's fill it in with my info. So, name of character, Wilson Goldfinch, right? Pretty obvious. Subheading or occupation, it would be steampunk inventor of the Sky City of Leviton, right? And then we have a little bio about the character. So it would just be my description. A little short bio about me. Some art here. We have our stats. I'm trying not to keep it too complicated. These stats are mainly going to be used in combat, in saving throws, avenging the board. I don't think you need to roll stuff. That would be too much. I don't want to roll for everything, but I want to keep it as smooth as possible. It's still technically a board game, though I do want to incorporate like TTRPG elements into it, like that combat system, certain combat systems, or like you know, all these stats and having a character sheet and all that. So there's still going to be things that are borrowed from TTRPGs and whatnot, mainly D&D, because that's the one I'm more familiar with than anything else. You can see, yeah, we have like health, initiative, we have any buffs. So these are for any buffs that are like temporary, whereas maybe other buffs will give you permanent stat. I don't know. We'll see how that works. We have your AV, which is your armor value, if I remember. So it's like AC in D&D, so armor class. It's just how tough you are, and I think in combat your enemies will have to roll above your AC to hit and try to get you. But compared to last time, it was in terms of like how the moves go and everything. I've kind of changed combat a bit because again of that whole Anime North panel that my friend went to, who took notes for me. That was like one, if not the only panel I did want to go to that day. So, yeah. So that was good. Thank goodness they took notes for me because that would have been really important if I missed it. But yeah, they actually took some really useful notes for me here. And they seem quite interested in it as well, which is actually not bad. Maybe I'll reach out to them. We can brainstorm some ideas together, but behind the scenes, you know. But we have this stuff here. Or defense value, basically how much damage can you take before it starts taking to your HP. Agility is, what did I say agility is? It's anything related to like movement speed and like how swiftly you can move, right? Yeah, used in game for moves or actions that require you to dodge, move swiftly, react to things happening around you, etc. Yeah. So stuff like that. So The character sheet here, we have some items you can obtain in game, basic move lists. We have combat moves that you can use, but obviously only in combat. We have your objectives, or your character's missions, I guess, that you gotta complete. Each character has their own like backstory, own objectives and stuff. If I'm thinking like if you're doing an original character, you don't figure out your objective until you go to a Sky City, because that's usually where like the missions are given and whatnot, or you find some other like encounter that gives you a mission or objective, because otherwise you're just kind of willy-nilly searching for a Sky City. Maybe you have some purpose in mind beforehand that we could try to cook in, but again, that's way down the line when I start actually expanding off of the base game that we have here. You have a reminder of what actions you can do at the bottom, and that's basically it. So I'm just gonna zoom out because it's a bit big on my side. I'm just gonna actually, that should be good. All right, I don't want it too zoomed in. So my plan in the third version is to have two booklets, basically. So we'll have a player's handbook, and then we'll have a GM or game master's guide kind of thing. You'll see everything's kind of the same here. Game setup, we have like what to do before you start the game, determining roles and stuff. The move list is still the same. Starting items are still the same. What to do on your turn, pretty much the same. I might have to refine that down a bit because it's a bit confusing as to like exactly what you can do on your turn. So yeah, I don't want to like bombard the player with too much text. But yeah, we'll have all this, and then we'll have a GM's guide, which will contain like the stuff like these tables and the percentages. The GM will be like obviously the narrator of the game. They'll be like deciding critical decisions and stuff, mostly for like roleplay purposes. I'm thinking like this game is a mix. It goes between like role-playing, like a normal TTRPG, and like doing moves, like expanding the sky out. But like you do it in a way where it's not like, okay, for my turn, I like reveal sky or whatever. Like you actually role-play it out in terms of what your actions are doing. You don't have to do it every turn. You can just be like, okay, I reveal this guy here. But unless it's like a crucial moment, you can be like, okay, let's roleplay out what revealing the sky might look like. You know, it's not like the DM. I don't know if the GM wants to. Oh, that might be interesting. That's getting me thinking. I wonder if when you do the action to reveal sky, right? Whether you're not on the blimp or you're on the blimp, I wonder if every time the tile's picked up and put down, it's still shoveled and everything, but the GM picks it up and not the players. I think that'd be interesting. Like the GM picks up the tile because then they can like roleplay what's going on. Like they can narrate like, okay, what is actually going on? Is nothing happening? Are they traveling through sky? Are they gonna encounter enemies? Like what's gonna happen, right? Based off the tile. I think it'd be interesting to do that actually. But yeah, the GM guide is basically gonna include all the specifics, like all these table percentages, all the move lists, like here, the items. Actually, this might be in the handbook, but the items, the moves for sure, I think. Maybe the moves will be, especially the moves for the enemies, will definitely, all the information for the enemies will be in a GM's guide. This starting stuff will be in the player's handbook. But yeah, good stuff. So let's just get to work here on what we got to do. We got a lot of stuff to translate over. Let me just make sure how zoomed in are we on this? 150. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's not a working title anymore. I'm gonna finalize that. WBC Realms: Journey Through Sky City. Are you ready? I totally am. I can't wait for the day that we can actually playtest this game on stream. Whether that be, whether that be me coming out with a video or something, like instruction video, and then we go link to that. Or like, and then we come back and playtest it, or we do something like I'll make assets digitally, and then we can maybe play it out as if it was the actual board, digitally. I was gonna say physically, but digitally. So yeah, that'd be cool. All right, I'm going to reread what I have here. It's been a while since I read the beginning here. Alright, so we have backstories here for each member. So there's me, there's Bishop here, and there's Crow. So the base game is just gonna have us three, just to start off, so it can be a bit simpler. I have the backstories, their goals, and all that. Yeah, and the goals and all that. So this takes place, canonly, this takes place, let's see, before our whole, like, bird transformation kind of thing. So canonically it's before that, so everything that takes place here is like either gonna be like way before the whole incident with the bird, or just a tiny bit before. For example, for Crow, I think he I think it's like pretty close to his actual canon like thing of like his transformation, I guess. And then for me, it's not, actually for me, it's kind of close as well. But for Bishop, it looks like not really. So I don't know how that really lines up canonically, but maybe it's just like different timings, you know? It's kind of weird, because Bishop is the first of us to actually go through that transformation, so I don't know how that works canonically. We can say mine's like way later. Crow's though, maybe we can say is later as well. Who knows? But if that does, you know, if you guys don't really care about the lore too much, that's fine. We can kind of keep that out there. But still, even though I'm kind of finalizing elements of this game, that doesn't mean you guys can't have any input. So I would love to hear your thoughts in chat in the comments below. I will be keeping check on that to just see what you guys think. And if you like it here, feel free to subscribe. It's free, and it supports my content and all that. I know I'm doing the YouTuber thing of like, hey, subscribe. But I just want to say, like, 90% of you or whatever on my channel, oh, I think it's over 90 now, but over 90% of you aren't subscribed. That's crazy. What are you guys doing? Go subscribe to me. It's gonna be okay, that sounded very demanding. Go subscribe now. Go subscribe now. No, just kidding. But yeah, if you guys would like to subscribe, feel free to. It's free for you guys and for me. And for me. What does that mean? I don't know. But yeah, feel free to subscribe, you guys. It's free, and it allows you to keep up to date of what we're doing on the channel here, if you guys are interested at all. So yeah. Okay, let's see here. I just realized that I don't have my light open in my room. I'm just gonna do that real quick, so we don't get absolutely, you know, I don't get blue lighted from all of my screen. All right, be back, you guys. I'm just gonna turn on the light real quick. Alright, cool, we're back. Hello. Okay, I'm gonna keep our BGM just a tiny bit going, so you guys can hear everything. Not enough so it disturbs what we're doing, but let's see here. Player's Handbook. Okay, so Player's Handbook. I don't know. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna adjust my model here. Let's keep looking up. Okay, they're cool. Okay, says welcome to WBC Realms, journey through Sky City, an RPG dungeon crawling strategy board game made for those who enjoy tabletop role-playing or TTRPG and traditional board games. This game is one adventure in a collection of adventures that take place in the same canon universe of WBC. I should say WBC Split, because I think WBC is the actual like wrestling thing. So WBC Split. Generally, this will involve you journeying with others, with other players, player characters, and traveling to various locations or realms in the WBC world. So this adventure takes place in the floating islands in the sky. Okay, floating sky islands, I think would be floating sky islands, otherwise collectively known as Sky City. You play as one of the members of WBC, so me, Wilson, hello, Bishop or Crow, to create your own or you can create your own character and try to complete all your objectives before the enemy force who's there to hunt you down gets you. If at any point one of your party members fails to meet their objective for any reason, you all lose the game. So be careful about what you do. Because it may be your last. Ooh, nice. So that's a little explainer of how the game works. I think it wrote pretty good. If you guys have any feedback, again, designer who's watching this, if you're interested, maybe give me some tips. Give me some tips, because I'm just starting out in my journey, so I have no idea. Like, I don't have any. I've never like officially made a game start to finish, so hopefully everything goes well. We have been working on this for a while, so I want to get into playtesting as fast as possible from now on. So it can be a grind behind the scenes, but we're gonna try to do some stuff. Okay, so backstories are the same. We don't have to read that. You guys can check out the other streams for that on what the backstory is. Did I change anything here? I don't think so. Yeah. All right. I just need to detail what each part of this will do. Name of character. Say every journey starts with its every great journey. Every great journey starts with its heroes. With its heroes. And all great heroes have a name. Name so start yours by letting us know your name. I also, in the GM's guide or maybe the handbook, I'll have a little maybe I'll have a little explainer, just because this is going to be more roleplay based. Maybe having a little explainer about I'm gonna make that real quick before I forget. A little section about not only the backstories but the world as well, just so you can understand, like, okay, where's the world here, and how is everything sectioned off, you know? I think it'd be interesting. Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. Have like a world where, because there's, how many realms do we have in our world? Like around 5, or actually no, we have 6, right? I can't remember. I think we do have 6. Technically, like 5 and a bit. We have 6 that we've discovered so far. 6 realms. There might be more, who knows, but we've yet to discover that. Our world's pretty big, so there's yet more realms to be discovered. But so far, I can give you guys a little lore dump here. We have my realm, which is the realm of the skies, and the city below. A lot of like based in steampunk, at least in the skies. Whereas on the ground, it's more like tech-related stuff. Still kind of steampunky, but like, you know, just more ground-based things. I know it's steampunky, but like not sky-related. But yeah, no, the sky is really heavy on like all of the floating islands and the observatories and stuff like that. We're actually the only realm or clan, I guess, or group of people, I should say, that are in the skies out of all the discovered realms so far. So that's pretty neat. We're one of the first people to live in the sky. Isn't that cool? That's pretty cool. So yeah, we have the city in the sky. So everything surrounding electricity, tech, innovation is all mainly centered towards us. Like modern innovations and stuff like that are more of our doing, our focus as a people. That's not to say that like other realms aren't doing that, like other peoples aren't doing that. But yeah, it's not to say that other realms aren't doing that. And when I say realms here, I mean like just make a correlation. Think of the term realms when I say it like this, like countries. You know, think of it like that. You know, in terms of countries and whatnot. So, whenever I say realm, just think of countries. If I say like any other term, like clan or whatever, it's like more specific to like the people itself, like groups of people. Whereas like realms is more like general. You know, it's like saying I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's like the difference between it's slight, but it's like saying the difference between like I don't know, like North America and like Canadians, you know? Like yes, North America is like the country, you know, but you go further down the group of people, Canadians, you know? And within that there are a bunch of like subgroups of Canadians as well. You know, we have like a bunch of different ethnicities here in Canada, so a bunch of little subgroups. We'll have that, you'll see that around our world as well. If I do plan to extend our lore and whatnot for you guys to see here. But yeah, a lot of subgroups as well. A lot of immigration and traveling peoples. So there's not only like in our realm, there's not only just people from, you know, our city who are typically like more innovation based, more modern, you know, on the edge of like tech kind of thing, and STEM stuff. But oh, excuse me. I was gonna. Sorry, I'm just very gassed. I don't know why. These past 2 days. Okay. Sorry, it's just. I'm a bit gassy. I don't know what's going on here. What to do a burp, but it didn't come up. It's a bit TMI. I'm sorry, but. Oh gosh, it's still coming. Brother. Oh my gosh, that's a disgusting feeling. It's like a lump in my throat. I can't even get it out. Okay. So yeah, we have our realm here, people of the sky and down below, and then we have down under. And then we have I don't know what to call them, but we had the people from the North Pole, so the cryo healers and all those kind of peeps, where Bishop's people is from. So their realm is mostly focused on healing, on like medicine and stuff. They're really, really good at that stuff. So a lot of our best doctors and you know, nursing staff are mostly from like the North Pole and South Pole areas, the colder regions of our world. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's mostly their people. There are still people like from our people that are still there. We kind of another lore dump here. We kind of named ourselves based on the elements that we mainly produce. I don't know. Like for us in Sky City, we use lightning strikes to power our city, so we're known as the Lightning Clan, right? That's kind of our main thing. Our Sky Cities are like the most well-known thing because it's a huge feat to, you know, throw up a city in the sky. So yeah, we have a lot of attention there. Not to say our people on the ground, like I was once before, a long time ago. Not to say that people on the ground are any worse off. You know, we kind of like trade resources between the sky and the ground for our people, but collectively we're called like the Lightning Clan. So that's a little lore dump for you. So the Lightning Clan, we have if we're going by clan titles, then we're going by, I know clan kind of sounds like a bit, how do I say, primitive in a sense. Not in like any like derogatory sense or like offensive way, but like it sounds a bit old, you know, like very like caveman times, you know, like clans, you know, but yeah, we just call ourselves clans because we're kind of like that. We're not like super developed, I would say. Like besides our innovations of technology, we still have shops and all that cool stuff, but certainly not as advanced as you guys with all these computers and stuff. I mean, we have computers as well, but not nearly there yet. The only reason we can stream is thanks to us in Lightning Clan, who's been doing a lot of innovations and whatnot. So we're kind of pioneering the front of modern tech here, lore-wise. And then we have the Bishop's people, so I guess you could call them the what are they called? Like the snows, what are they called? Ice clan? Are they ice? Technically, but they're also snow. So like there's subdivisions in their clan because they had a whole dispute about that. There are people kind of have a history with the water clan as well that I'll go into later. But yeah, the water clan is another people's kind of branched off. So the ice snow clan, they're technically two individual groups of people. Again, this whole like sub branching and stuff. So originally it was the water clan, the fire clan, the earth, and the lightning or the sky people. So we're not really referring to sky people, which is like lightning clan. So these 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I missing something? Oh no. And then it was the snow clan, but you know they didn't come in until later. So the water clan branched off of, like, some people in the water clan branched off and went to like the northern and southern poles of the world. So they became like the snow clan, and then they later subdivided into the ice clan, which come out are best like cryo healers and stuff. So Bishop is technically part of the ice clan, not the snow clan. The ice people, or the snow people I should say, they focus more on like what do they focus on? I remember my history here. Let's see. Gosh, I learned about this like when I was little, so it's kind of hard to remember what all this stuff is, lore wise. Let's see. Yeah, so the Snow Clan. Oh gosh, I'm really deep. I'm digging deep into the recesses of my mind here. The Snow Clan. Okay, let's see. Snow Clan was like, they worked on, what was their thing? What's their thing now? Like, I know the Ice Clan's known for like their healers and stuff. Snow Clan's more focused on like a sedentary life. They like, you know, kind of chilling in their own area. Chilling in their own areas. They import a bunch of like our seafood. They're not seafood, but a bunch of like a bunch of like seafoods, I guess. Certain critters and stuff that you can only find in colder regions. They supply that the most. Their people are great at mining resources as well, that are more in the colder regions, though it's kind of hard for anything to really survive up there. So they've kind of developed in combination with other clans and whatnot. They've kind of developed plants and things that can actually grow out there, so they're able to kind of sustain their own life, which is really interesting. A lot of, you might think like the typical Canadian think of like, oh, snows and igloos and all that cool stuff. Well, yes, that's kind of their build, just because, you know, they're living in the poles. So what are you gonna do? Like live, like bring a blanket, bring a campsite? I don't know. I mean, maybe some do, but not usually. Don't get me wrong. There's still like proper houses and stuff up there, on either ends, either poles, but you'll see that, like, depending on where you are in those regions, they might have, you know, the typical igloos and stuff that you think about. I know there's, let's see, the Earth Clan focuses more on earthly things, funny enough. Hold on, give me a sec. Alright, yeah, the Earth Clan focuses more on the earthly things. So they focus on a lot of like mineral gathering and stuff. They're a main source for a lot of the realms, sources of minerals and stuff to build things like tools and weapons and all that. I mean, that's where Crow's from. He's from the Earth Clan. They work with a bunch of that. Not only like Earth as terms of like minerals, rocks, all that cool stuff, but also like plants and things and crops and all that. So they're a very big part of the whole ecosystem here. They help us with a bunch of stuff. So they help us a bunch with all of our crop growing, all of our main food supply is from them because they have the best soil and stuff. Again, they're more like, I would say they're more spread out as well. The Ice Clan and the Snow Clans are more isolated in certain areas which are colder. the I would say if you're thinking of this in terms of like the world map, think of the ice and snow clans as the south and northern poles mostly. And then for us in the skies, we're kind of everywhere. But we're usually in like the warmer regions of the world in the skies, but on the ground, we're kind of like, we're sort of like, again, we're kind of spread out as well, in different areas. So it kind of depends. We're in different areas as well as, well, for the Earth clan, they're kind of like, have a huge, it just basically wherever soil's good is where they are, and wherever minerals are good in the world, wherever resources like that are abundant, they will basically live there. And then we have the Water Clan, which obviously near bodies of water. They're on, some of them are on the seas, some of them are on, you know, oceans, like big bodies of water, stuff like that. They control the seas. They give us all of our seafood, mostly all of our imports of all that cool stuff. They have, I don't know if they have, I don't know, I'll have to ask some people I know, but I think if I remember correctly, they have cities in the sea, kind of like the lost city of Atlantis, if you know about that. Sort of like cities in the sea, which is kind of cool. I don't know if they have that, because all of us kind of have elements, right? Again, going back to the elements thing, we all have elements, but we control it practically. So, for me, you know, my lightning is from my a glove that I have, that sort of doubles as a solder, but also as a weapon if I needed to. It basically collects like static electricity and like some energy from our generators, lightning strikes, because I have some people, you know, who help me with that stuff, so they kind of give me little samples of it. This is back when I could invent big things, but now that I don't really do that much, my charge on my glove isn't that great anymore. But I can still capture lightning strikes nonetheless. So it's not like my glove can like capture the whole strike. So I do have to be careful if I ever try to charge it ever again, because I might kill myself. I might like accidentally fry my arm off if that does happen. I mean, I have a few like lightning scars, if you guys know what that looks like. If you ever see it on like wood or whatever, it looks really, it's like this branching like lightning strike kind of thing. I do have a few scars on my body on that, just because I've been messing around. My time in my lab, I've kind of been messing around with all those things. So yeah. Unfortunately, I do have a few scars, lightning scars, but nothing too major, nothing like life-threatening or anything. It just a lot of burns, a lot of, you know, withstanding that kind of stuff. But yeah, Water Clan controls their main domain. I don't know how they practically control water. I'll have to ask someone who I know about that. As for the Earth Clan, I know that they, well, obviously, gathering materials, building tools and weapons, that's their like practical use and control of the earth, as well as soils and stuff, and farming. Ice Clan is again healing and whatnot, but also using those cryogenic blasts. They probably have a device or something for that. I don't think they actually have powers per se. They probably have some device for that. Snow Clan, I think. Snow Clan, let's see. Snow Clan are like a great balance of the Water Clan and like the Earth Clan. So they're able to take the seas as well as the colder areas of the world, the colder seas, and kind of adventure there, like build cities and whatnot on the seas. But they're also able to, as I said, they've kind of developed in combination with a bunch of other clans and realms or whatever. They've been able to sort of branch off and make their own sort of genetic plants that can withstand the cold of the colder regions and kind of still be able to grow crops and live off that. So they don't entirely have to live off what's in the sea, but even though there are like a bunch of fish and stuff, again, depending where you are. But for the really cold regions like those in the North Pole, where like barely anything grows, they do have to bring in like genetic plants and whatnot, to help sustain themselves. So that's actually pretty cool, though. They have a bunch of cool organic tech, if you will, which I am trying to do some more research on because I think organic tech is really cool. I'll explain a bit maybe in the future if I do want to about that if you guys are interested. But we have that. That's Earth Clan, Ice Clan, Water Clan. We have the Fire Clan, which lives along the equator or the warmer regions of our planet. Warmer regions. They usually, well, I don't know what they're known for. They're known for like, you'll see them in like warmer regions, but also like areas that have a ton of like, or that have like volcanoes and stuff. Any like huge heat source, they'll be there. So they have, I don't know how they practically control fire. Again, I'll have to ask because I don't really know much people from there or the Water Clan, personally at least. So I have to ask around. But yeah, maybe I'll ask. I can ask. I know I can ask Bishop about the whole Water Clan thing because he, you know, again, the Ice/Snow clans are Ice and Snow clans are sub branches off the Water Clan, so there's some direction there. But it's not like I can ask the, you know, not like I can ask Crow about the Fire Clan because he doesn't really know much. But they control all the warm stuff. They help us develop a bunch of fuel sources, which is what we use sometimes as in our technologies. They keep developing, like the people in the STEM field over there, they develop a bunch of like fuel sources. They help us with like engineering projects and whatnot. Pretty cool stuff. I know they also, they kind of help everywhere, wherever really. I know they're working with the Ice and Snow Clan people that are higher up in the north, finding some way to heat themselves or keep themselves warm without like having a fire that could potentially ruin the rest of their economy. Because you know, having fire up there is great, but like sometimes you don't want to burn down your house, you know, in a place where it's frigid cold outside. You don't want to risk that, you know. So they're finding safer ways to build houses and things up there. And also just heat sources and stuff to keep them warm. So pretty good stuff. They kind of work around everywhere. So they help out with the Earth Clan, the Water Clan, our clan, basically everyone. Because you know, fire is the stuff of life. So they have a bunch of help with that. They also have a strange like there's some sub people I know that are good with like the sun and like they study like the sun, so they're kind of like in astronomy for some, technically, but not really because it's not really their title. But they focus on developing ways like solar panels and stuff. They working with our clan to sort of, I know they're working with some people in the Sky City. It's not our Sky City, but not Leviton, but some other place. That is working on more efficient solar capturing powers. So that'd be real cool. I can't wait till that comes around, because then, oh my gosh, if we can capture like solar power plus lightning strike power, like we got this. We're moving up. Sorry, that was a very I think that's everyone that all the realms that we know of so far. So again, water, fire, earth, lightning, ice, and snow. So yeah, those are all the realms that we know so far. That was a big lore dump. Sorry if that was a bit boring to anyone, but and I'm not, you know, getting stuff done here, but it'll be important. I want to write something like that down for this game here, so you can get an idea of different, just a little paragraph or something about each clan or each realm, I guess you'd say, just so you have an idea if you want to make a character, like what kind of aesthetics or what kind of name would fit, you know, all that great stuff. So all right, let's get back into doing this. Let's see here. Great heroes have a name, so start yours by letting us know your name. Cool. Subheading occupation. Say depending on where your character resides. That's how you spell resides, right? No, that's resides. Resides. I should say lives. Resides a bit fancy. Let's just keep it simple. Depending on where your character lives, they may have Alright, I'm gonna refer them to this spot here, WBC Split. Actually, a world. WBC Split worlds. World descriptions, world, say realms and worlds, maybe. Realms and world, maybe about the world. All right, so we're gonna refer to this here, this section, when we write the character lores, in case you want to just have an idea of where everyone's from and all that stuff. Refer to this section for more information on the world, on information on the world of WBC Split and how you can create it, it into your character. Nice. All right. Sorry guys. I just like to type, you know. I like to type, yes. I like to just like type without speaking, because then I can kind of get off focus here. So expect that throughout the stream, the next few streams where we're writing stuff. Unless we're testing things out, yeah, expect some moments of silence for me to write. But let's see here. Yeah, while you're not required to write a backstory or really anything on who your character is, you're highly recommended you're highly recommended to as it'll aid in your role-playing experience. Just a few sentences. Oops. Sentences will do. Nothing too complex. Just complex. Few sentences will do. Nothing too complex. Just give enough information on so you and the party can understand. Oh wait, I should say you, the party and the GM. You, the party, and the GM understand who you are. Nice. Okay, so yeah, we have movesets here, combat abilities. Okay, what did I say here? Defense, offense, utility, usable. Okay, so let's write a bit more about this. So, a set of moves only used in combat and counters. Combat moves are moves. Combat moves are skills, I should say. Skills or I don't want to keep using moves. Combat moves are skills that set skills or attacks, I should say, that set your character apart from the rest of the rest. I'd say depending on the type of move, depending on the type. Actually, no. To say. Let's see, move list. Oh, we have basic moves as well. Hold on. Combat abilities. Should also write down basic moves here. Basic. Okay, a set of moves that can be used in any scenario with in most scenarios, I should say, in most scenarios that heroes or encounters, say, whether that be for role play or combat. These moves are abilities, abilities or moves or skills, I should say. Abilities, skills or traits. I don't know about traits. These are abilities, skills, or moves. I don't like moves. Or techniques, maybe. How do you spell techniques? There we go. Whoops, forgot this H. These are abilities, skills, or techniques that your character has learned and mastered. As such, they are able to perform them without form them. I should say in an encounter without spending actions. So, for example, like if you were in combat, you could use your basic moves along with your combat moves to take people down. Combat moves you can only use in combat though, so outside of it, it doesn't really have any purpose. So it's probably better in combat situations to use your combat moves, but otherwise, I'm thinking basic moves can just be used to get around, to help others. I'm thinking each character will have a utility move, perhaps a utility move, perhaps like a healing thing, or like a just an attack kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. Just fleshing this out a bit, writing it out so it's clear. Because I want to start writing this as if it was in a booklet, you know, like a D&D like style handbook, you know, and then you can write it out like that, and I can format it later to make it look good. Let's see. Where are we here? List. Okay, basic abilities. Combat. Set of moves only used in combat encounters. Combat moves are skills or attacks that set a character apart from the rest. They can be used for defensive. Defensive like this. Defensive, offensive, or utility purposes. Cool, we got items next. These are special tools that your character already has on them, or collect. Certain items will or even buff. See, buff, maybe like debuff as well could be a thing. Debuff, or oh wait, we did look into items though, and like what they do later on. I do have a section right on items. Oh, I didn't even mark these. Starting items, here we go. Starting items. Yeah, okay, so I have some stuff here. So steam powered jetpack is going to be essential in terms of items. We have types of items. So we have temporary here that are obviously temporary. They only work a one-time thing, and then normal items work as long as they're active or in this this slot of your character sheet. So you'll see in your character sheet we have like, you guys can see that, right? Yeah. So yeah, on your character sheet, you'll see like active in use kind of thing here. So as long as an item, a normal item, is in one of these two slots, then you can use you can activate its ability. Sometimes it's maybe one, sometimes it's a constant thing. Who knows? But then all the other unused ones or ones that you aren't in the slot will go here. If all of these fill up, you have unfortunately had to either replace one of your items in here, move one of the items down to the unused section, or just discard the item entirely. So keep that in mind. That would be interesting to kind of figure out in playtesting. But yeah, a lot of this is going to be like combat, moving around, role play, stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes. Let me go back to where I was. I'm gonna continue writing this out. Just the basic stuff. This is like the grind work, I've been talking about. Like you technically like know what this is just intuitively if you've played a bunch of TTRPGs or like just know a bunch of like board game stuff. You kind of already know what this is. Like items, what are items? What are health points? You kind of know what that is intrinsically, but just in case for those that need a refresher or just on certain things like items or like these things like what are basic abilities versus combat abilities, just for clarification, stuff like that. Buff, debuff, or heal characters. Heal characters. Otherwise known as HP, is determined before the game. Okay. Otherwise known as HP. Value. I felt signifies. Signifies? I think so. Signifies how much damage your character can take until they either So we should have a section for death saving throws on this. I just want to take a look here. Death saving throws. Here we go. Death saving throws. Alright, cool. We got through that part. Nice. So, Game Master here. Oh yeah, so we haven't actually inserted the game title here. Alright, let's see. Okay, so I'll just read a bit about what this means here. So, being mainly a role-playing game. Oh, I gotta insert the title here as well. Thank you, past me, for putting this in. WBC Realms Journey Through Sky City requires you to have a game master or GM to play. GMs are people who don't play themselves but help you in play by narrating or guiding the players through the story. This can come in the form of an NPC, enemy, or voice of a higher being. Ooh. Did I say narrator as well? Or narrating, yeah, okay. While this game doesn't require GMs to put in as much effort in prepping a game as other popular titles like D&D, you are still required to fill the same role and responsibilities. Don't worry though, if you've never been a GM before, WBC Realms Journey Through Sky City makes it easy to get into with minimal prep work and on-the-spot thinking. Yeah. As this game is a blend between a traditional co-op board game and TTRPG, most of your time narrating or helping out as the GM will be in the form of enemy encounters, Sky City safe locations, and some opening and closing dialogue. Okay, just also say tile draws. Tile draws when revealing sky, and some opening and closing dialogue that has been pre-written for your convenience. Yeah, I don't know if I want to keep that in, but yeah, maybe. Just refer to the GM's guide section for more details on your role and responsibilities. Okay, yeah, we'll look at that a bit later. We'll try to make that a bit later. Let's include again all the tables, all the nitty-gritty stuff. Obviously all the enemy ACs, their moves, and all that as well, that you can use to determine what happens where. So let's see, number of the players. Okay. Board contents. Okay, so board contents we'll come back to later, just because right now we don't know exactly what's gonna be in the board. I think I changed up as well. Let me just show you guys here. I think I changed up the table as well for how many tiles there are in a game. Let's see. Change how many tiles. I think I might have, or I might have written it down somewhere to change it. Let's see. So we have 60 tiles. Okay, 60 tiles here. Okay. Let me just see here. So these are the main tiles, and these are subdivides. These lighter colors of the same shade are the subdivisions, so how it's split. So we have 60 tiles, 20 of them are item tiles, and then we have the enemy encounters, 25, 4 of which are small enemies, 4 medium, 4 large, and then we have 8 mixed, and then we have our boss sizes as well, 1 large boss. So this is like the final boss, you know, think of it like the toughest of tough here, and this is a tiny bit tougher, but like still definitely pretty deadly. This is like, unless you're really prepped, your whole party's got it locked down, you will most likely die from this if you do encounter that. This is like, yeah, you will still have a chance, you know, if your party's prepped and all that. You can afford to lose a bit more here. You don't have to all be prepped up and ready and have all the best moves and all that stuff. Small bosses are like, they're still bosses, they're still challenging, it's just easier, obviously easier to defeat than these guys. So they're just above mixed enemies, or I guess large enemies. Mixed enemies is just going to be 1 of each previous type, so you can't have more than 3 enemies on a tile at once. Again, I don't know how the whole encounter thing's going to work, because if we're going to add in distance as well, that's another thing that I forgot to mention, is combat and distance, because you might want grids as well, just to judge like how much distance is how much, you know. So we'll see. And then safe locations here, 15 tiles, 5 that are sky cities, 5 resting spots, and 5 other blimps. So maybe in other blimps you have encounters as well. Maybe you have some missions or quests. Resting spots will help heal you up, give you items perhaps, and maybe some quests, I don't know, but mostly heal you up. And then sky cities are what you're trying to go to for certain quests and stuff. So yeah. I'll not edit these too much. Today I want to more do like what do I want to do? Oh yeah, I want to mainly tweak the initiative system today. Like tweak that a bit. Okay, again, so this is like the moves here. So this is just this is probably gonna be the whole list here, enemy levels, but this is just a little review of what each enemy can do. This will probably be the player's version of it, but the GM's version will be way more detailed, to be like include all the nitty-gritty specifics, like how many of each of these enemies, exactly how much health do they have, exactly how much hit dice they have, exactly what moves they have, any types of damage, stuff like that, all that stuff. So that'll be there. We might have to make then a separate deck for the GM to draw enemy cards of different sizes. So we might actually, I'm gonna put that down. Contents, and put this in the contents here. Okay, so we didn't change it. Okay, it's supposed to be 108, I think, because I'm basing this off the Forbidden Desert square tiles. So those we could fit, I think, 9 tiles per standard printer paper. So gotta make that equal 100 somehow evenly. And unfortunately, that doesn't really work to 100, you know? It's not the most even, so if we do like, I think 100, yeah, if we do 108, if we do 108 tiles, then it works out perfectly. For each, we just have 12 sheets of 9, and then, you know, it works out perfectly like that in terms of tiles. We don't have to like, have some one sheet that just has like 1 or 2 tiles or something like that. Doesn't really divide out that evenly, just for the sake of printing, if we do decide to make this physical in the future. But also just for layout purposes as well. You can have that like that. But yeah, so let me just 108 tiles here. 108. Okay, so make sure, does this add up to 108? The tiles? What's doing turn? I think this is still the old number, right? 15, was that 30, 40. Actually, no, that's 100 and, wait, what? Is my math off today? I don't know what's going on here. 30, okay, no, never mind. No, that's still 100. Okay, we need to add 8 more tiles. I thought my math was off, but no, it's not. 100, we need to add 8 more tiles somewhere, so let's see. I guess you guys watching the stream will know like exactly what the distributions are, which is fine. You can always look back at this, I guess, but that's totally fine too. Even if you do know the percentages, it will help out in game a bit more, I guess, just metagaming everything. Let's see, let's add 8 tiles. 8 tiles here. 2, 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. It's gonna be okay. I probably want to add more. I don't think we need more enemy tiles. I think 25% is good. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, well, figure this out later. I'm just gonna put a little something here. Can I put a comment on this table? Comment on this table here. Okay, we'll say change, or modify, or actually say add 8 more tiles, not titles, tiles, and the phi is the percentage of each. Cool. Alright, so we'll keep that for later. Alright, so we have the backstories, we have what do you need to play, you need a character sheet, you also need a GM, and you need number of players. So this is something that we covered last time? I don't know. Let's read it. Now that you have a character sheet and a GM, you need to have players to embark on this journey with you. There could be a max of 4 players in one game, not including the GM at a time, and a minimum of 2. This means that the maximum total people allowed to play a game is 5, and the minimum is 3. So this would be then a maximum, and the minimum is 3. Okay, so it would be a 3 to. Technically, you could do a 2 to 5 player game. 2 means that the maximum total people is 3 with 1 player plus a GM. But it's, oh yeah, I specified that afterwards. I said optionally you can play the game with 1 player plus the GM, but it's advised against for the sake of fun and difficulty, as you'll still be facing off the same amount of enemies as if you were a full party of people. So yeah, just be advised. At least just 1 more person will make it a bit more fun, at least in my opinion. I don't want to be going, personally in a game like this, especially if there's a ton of enemies, I don't want to be going facing off those enemies left and right. I do want to have some fun here. I don't want to be just beating enemies left and right, not having enough resources or strong enough abilities to do so. So yeah. Okay, yeah. So technically it would be a 2 to 5 player game, I think. Yeah, technically 2 to 5, 1 being a GM in that count. So again, yeah, 2 to 5 player game, but it's more fun with 3. It's the most fun with 3 players because at least you have 2 other players that are players and then 1 GM. So you can kind of work with that. Board contents, we set that. Game setup. Oh yeah, game setup. Like how we set up the game as well. So that will depend on the final results of like what stuff we have, components and all that. Again, let me go back down here. Add. Okay, each having a chance out of 100. I guess 108 now. We picked up. So, let's see here. Maybe like a deck of cards for the GM, for enemy encounters. So maybe like let's see, I'll do this. I'll go insert number, because I haven't determined yet how much tiles are in the enemies, so I haven't modified the tiles yet to be 108 instead of 100. So let's see, insert number of enemy tiles. Yeah, insert number of enemy tiles. Yeah, 3 character sheets. Okay, cool. Game setup. Let's see if we need to change this. The game starts, roll for health. Determine your character's stats. Yeah. Okay, purchasing armor and combat moves. Triggers. Okay, purchasing armor. Starting money. Okay, a lot of this beginning stuff is going to be dependent on rolls of dice, so that'll be kind of fun. Okay, we have some combat moves and stuff we can name as well. But looking at the time here, we're at 9:30, so I think most today I can go to 10. That's the latest I can go to today before I had to call it a day, because I've got to get up early in the morning to travel. So we're going someplace as WBC members. We're going to meet up, a little off collab, so if you will. So I personally, for me, I don't know about the other guys, but for me, I do have to get up early so I can get there in time. But yeah, let's see. Okay, we will name these after. See what I see will be fit for the lore. Maybe I'll write a bit of this as well on my way over there, or just like not on my way over there. What I'm saying, as I'm driving. Yes, no. Don't text and drive, people. Don't text and drive. But I mean, like, as I'm stopped, because I'm probably gonna have to take a little breaks here and there. So I could like little write-ups here, or maybe I can just do some audio recordings. Who knows? Starting items. Yes. Okay. Starting items chart. Okay, so we got to name that too. Let's see. In your turn, rolling initiative. Okay, initiative here. Initiative. Rolling initiative. The start of each round. The turn begins. Where the highest number goes first. Okay, so I want to actually modify initiative here, because going back to the whole media touchpoint things that I've been talking about, when it comes to designing this game, what my friend told me when he went to Anime North was about media touchpoints. Just having some inspiration off of like what kind of feeling you want to go for. And I think that's very important, especially in this game. I technically had some kind of feeling I want to go for, like our world and having these like amazing powers and abilities that you can do stuff with, but I didn't really have anything like real world, like anything that already exists that can, you know, kind of show other people and be like, oh yeah, this is kind of the experience I want to go for here. So I've made up some ideas here that I think will definitely mimic or like have that feeling of that I'm kind of going for here with this game. So if you guys know Myth Bad Ending, I'm thinking of like doing, you guys probably know Myth Bad Ending if you're in the VTuber community, but Myth Bad Ending. So it was a fan animation not done for anyone. It was fan animation of the Hollow Myth girls. They did a bunch of things. It was really cool. And by they, I mean the artists behind that, the people in the sound, that only like that one guy, the one dude who was working on just like the movie part of it. It was amazing. And the art and stuff. So I'm thinking to mimic that feeling of just like the powers and like all that kind of epicness of Myth Bad Ending in it in certain combat situations, especially when you're taking down bosses. You know, I want it to feel epic, you know, like, oh, it's a huge encounter of a huge boss. You know, I obviously can't add dragons and stuff because that doesn't really fit with our lore. But I have to obviously design everything around the lore, but still keep it epic, you know? So that really epic feeling and that like hype feeling of, yeah, you know, like working together is kind of where I want to go with that. And part of the reason why I want to like kind of deter from the standard D&D initiative, kind of like textbook initiative for D&D, because a D&D initiative is like in taking turns and stuff, I feel like doesn't really work with what I'm trying to go for a more co-op based game, because like I want it to feel like players can kind of butt in and do their attacks whenever, instead of being like, okay, you go first, you know, do your attacks, and then we move on to this person, do their attacks, move on to this person, do their attacks. Especially if you have a bigger group, like this game I said can go up to 5 people, that's including a GM count, so really 4 players. Even with 4 players, it's like still a lot, because even with 4 players, it's still a lot, because you can still like, I don't know, you can still have that process of like, okay, you go do your turn, do your attacks, and then the next person do your attacks, and you know, all that stuff. I could modify it so that the damage is dealt all at the end, like all the damage is added up, and then at the end of everyone's attacks, it doesn't attack right away. It just does more damage, because sometimes like in D&D, you'll be waiting for your turn, and let's say someone else has a really strong attack, they get rid of the enemy first, right? And you didn't really do anything. You were just kind of waiting there as everyone else was attacking, and let's say the person just before you like attacks this monster or whatever, and they end up defeating it because all the other players kind of chipped damage off until they were able to defeat it, but you never got a turn, you know? So that kind of sucks, because then the next time you go in, maybe you get the successful like last hit, but like it doesn't feel good, at least for me, because it just I don't know. Maybe it's just something about waiting your turn to take your turn, which is weird because you wouldn't do that in real life. You know, in real life you can be like, okay, you take your turn, and then I'll stop. You stop attacking, I'll take my turn. You know, you want to feel it more dynamic like that. Like everyone can do things, and people can kind of butt in as well in the middle of attacks and stuff, because that's kind of how real combat works. Where you can like kind of butt in as well. You know, it's not just turn like you go, I go kind of thing. So that's why I want to modify initiative, make it more feeling like Myth Bad Ending in those epic moments where like one of the Myth girls defends the others. You know, like that one scene where, oh yeah, the one scene where like where Callie's like, Callie is about to be hit by Ina's attack, and then Kiara just defends the attack with her shield. She pops in, boom, right? Or like when oh yeah, like or when like that one moment in Myth Bad Ending where Gura summons like her shark, and then it protects Ame, stuff like that, you know. And then like it obviously protects the whole protects them, but also protects Ame as well from the blast, things like that. Another good touch point, I'd say the more recent one too, is Card Hunter. So just mimicking that tabletop feeling, you know, of it still being. For that, I kind of wanted to just feel like you're playing a tabletop game, like a TTRPG, but you're still playing a board game. That's gonna be a hard thing to kind of balance. Obviously, I want to be more roleplay based, more TTRPG based, but you start the board game there, and I wanted to like kind of transition smoothly between those role playing moments and the board game moments. You know, the board game moments, I guess, is just a storyteller, like a medium to tell the story, and whatnot. So that'd be cool. We have next here on my list, we have Arcane. I think that's a really good portrayal of what I want to go for in terms of my world. Because Arcane has a lot of techie stuff, has a lot of like, I don't know about steampunk, but like a lot of like practically like things that look like, oh yeah, that could exist. You know, if those materials and stuff were put into place, you know, like, yeah, that could totally exist kind of thing. Where it's like, it's not too outlandish where it's like, okay, it's just magic and powers. No, like it actually like the whole like, machinery, like the tech stuff, I forgot what it's called, but the tech stuff in there seems plausible enough to actually, the way it functions with all the gears and stuff, like it seems plausible, you know, like that kind of stuff. In terms of like how I want the feeling of my world to be in this game, and then lastly, just like the Avatar Last Airbender series, if you guys have seen that. Like just that feeling of powers, like having the powers, practical powers, and again that whole teamwork thing of like butting in and stuff like that. So a lot of focus on that. But otherwise, it's just changing up the initiative order and making it something more dynamic. And to do that, I'm thinking, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I make the initiative order be like? Should I make the initiative order like a thing where, not the initiative order, I should say the attacks, like you can also use it defensively and offensively? Because I think that would be interesting. Because if you can have an attack, let's say that defend, like buffs up, like buffs you up, for example, like raises your defense or something, like what if you could use that in a response to something else, you know? That'd be cool. Like your friend over there is being attacked, and if they're in range, you can like buff them up as well. So then maybe they don't take that fatal blow. You know, that could be interesting. I want that kind of dynamic. You know what I'm going for here, you guys? I think it'd be really interesting. Yeah. Okay, so initiative. Yeah, I'm thinking. What was my thought before for initiative? I think rolling for you still a roll for initiative each round, each like round of turns, but it would work differently as what I've highlighted here. It's not like turn order now; it's more like group order, I guess. So let me get out my dice real quick. I'm gonna do a little dice roll. I'm thinking we're gonna have the enemies, or if you do encounter enemies, they're gonna roll. Yeah, they're gonna still roll and stuff. I don't know if I want to change initiative here. Start the round. Let me just read into this here. The enemies you encounter will also roll according to this. Okay. And no safe locations. Okay. All right. So that's the main thing I want to focus on today, is just changing up the initiative to seem more dynamic, you know? And possibly the moveset and how moves work as well. Just make it more dynamic. Yeah. Okay, so turn order. Do we still want to do this, or do we want to I think we still want to have some kind of turn order, at least not for combat, because then we can... Again, this being a co-op kind of game lends itself to some issues here. Well, I'm not exactly stating that it's a co-op game, but there are co-op elements to it. Like, you can discuss what you want to do in battle and all those things. Okay, so my idea for the whole initiative system is, forgive me here, you might hear some clackling. Those are my dice that I have. Oh wow, that really peaks the mic, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have the dice here. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Yeah, there you go. We have the dice. Actual dice here. I'm trying to go as far as the mic, away from the mic I can. Just because it is loud. Alright, so I'm thinking we have a group roll of the dice. At least when it comes to combat. I'm thinking we have group rolls of the dice. And then we have individual rolls. But individual rolls for determining the round, like, initiative, I think is smart. Though I don't think it really matters who goes first in this game. I'm just trying to think, because if you do encounter a combat situation, then that's gonna be a bit more difficult to figure out. If it's just normal, like you reveal sky and it's like a normal tile with nothing on it, then yeah, maybe I still have initiative, like turn order, when it comes to, or maybe the players just decide who's going first, like who's more important, who's going first. I think that'd be better than initiative. They kind of have a conversation, because then it would, like smoothly go into roleplay a bit more. Because imagine you like open the game with like, okay, this is the world of the game. You do a little opening segment to hook the players into the world and like what they're playing and stuff, and then you transition to maybe like a, you know, your typical like tavern, but like tavern quote unquote setting where all the players kind of gather and meet together, except this situation will be on the blimp, right? So it's like a blimp on the blimp and how they gather and stuff. Maybe the characters are in different areas of the blimp, and they somehow, you know, they for some reason they meet together in one area, let's say at some point, and now they have to make a decision of where they want to go, you know. So perhaps we'll say that the players can make their own initiative order depending on who they see is more important. If they encounter a combat situation, then you have to roll for either group or solo initiatives. I think that's what we want to do here. I know that, let me see. I was just going to talk about the enemies here. I know that I'm thinking of making it so the enemies dice. Did I modify it here in the dice chart? I don't know if I did. Let's see. Did I modify it here in the available dice chart? Let's see. 24, 1d6. So 24, d6, d8. Where's my 8? Is this the 8? This is the 8, right? Yes, 8. D8, D8, D12, D20. So boss and all enemy characters, their available dice pool doesn't go up. I want to make bosses have access to a D20. I feel like D20s. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's go 2D12. Let's not do 2D12. Let's do D12, 1D4. Okay. I want to modify this chart. So I'm thinking this is how it's going to go in terms of dice that the enemy can get. So small enemies only get 1d4 worth of damage all the time. That's their available dice pool. Medium enemies will have access to 1d4 plus a d6, or I just want to do 1d6. Oh. Or ramp it up, maybe. Maybe this will make a good ramping system. Because then they have access to 1d4 and 1d6. They can do a bit more damage. So like, if I'm just laying out my dice here in the front just to visualize this for me. So 1, 2, and then maybe next level they have a 1d4, 1d6, 1d8. I don't know. It seems a bit too overpowered. Maybe it's just... Yeah, maybe I'll just do this. So medium enemies, I think, should have 1d6 die, maybe 2d6, just to make it fair then. 2d6, because they're maybe missing a dice, so 2d6. So, oh, that's possible 12 damage though. It's max 12 damage, so maybe not. Yeah, we'll keep it at 1. So it'll climb up like this. So small enemies will, at least for now, that's what I'm thinking, just to make it more fair. We'll have small enemies will always hit with 1d4 for attacks. Medium enemies will always hit with 1d6. Large enemies will do d6, and then large enemies 1d8, and then mixed enemies will do 1d4, 1d6, 1d8. So depending on what size they are, we'll do some amount of damage. Maybe we don't do that. Maybe we do the 1d8. So maybe mixed enemies. There be individual. Okay, I think mixed enemies though will attack as a 1 unit. I think that's fair to say. The mixed enemies will attack as 1 unit and not 3 individual units. So they have like some group attack that they do. So maybe they would have more dice here in terms of ramping up. So maybe they have a D12. No, maybe they have 1d8, 1d4. Maybe they still have a D8. Maybe they just have 1d8. If they have 2d6. Maybe they have 2d6 instead, or okay. Nom. Enemy attacking. Okay. This is I think I do want them to attack as a group though. And then you get a reward on defeat as well. So for example, these guys give you 2+ HP to a single target. So whoever in the party that needs it, I guess, that's defeated. Like whoever is included in the combat encounter gets a 2 plus 2 HP healed back. Medium enemies will heal you 3 to single target, and then large enemies will heal you 5 to the whole party, and then gain 1 temporary +1 towards next attack damage. So you basically +1 to your next attack. It's like for the whole party. Next gain +1 towards next attack damage. I'll say single target for fairness, and then yeah. So mixed will be. Yeah, here we go, mixed. So +8. So these guys will usually then have a group AC. That will probably need to be rolled, or group AV, I should say. Group AV then needs to be rolled in order for you to defeat them. A group AV, or to hit, but also group HP. So depending on if it's like if it's two small enemies, if it's 2 small enemies, 1 medium, the health will be on the lower end. If it's like 3 medium enemies, it'll be on the medium end, obviously. And if it's like 2 large enemies, 1 small enemy, it'll probably be on the higher end of this range here. So again, depending. on how many types of each enemy are going to be in this. Again, they're going to only have up to 3 enemies of any type in the mixed, but they attack as a whole unit. I think that's a good idea. But now the dice, 1d4, 6, 8. Maybe they attack with 2d6. What about 2d8? I think that'd be a bit more challenging. 2d8, and then the boss will attack with 1d12, I think. 1d12. We'll do 1d12, and depending on what's it's only for large bosses. I think that's only fair. For large bosses can you get a d20. So large bosses will really potentially do a ton of damage. So because then they would be equal the dice that players use. Players will always use d20s unless it's like other attacks and whatnot. So yeah, that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be good. Then possible move list is here. Okay, it's almost 10 now that I'm checking the time. Let's quickly change the initiative. What I wanted to do, I don't think I fully explained what I want to do for initiative. I want to have a, where's my initiative? Here we go. So I think we still have, okay, but let's modify this text to say that the group kind of decides who goes first. If it turns out to be a combat encounter when you reveal the sky, then it's a different set of rules. But let's see. So let's say, why is this so big? At the start of each round, players will decide who players based on previous role play and direction from the, just to get the GM more involved and just narrating things from the GM and direction from the GM. If that, so let's say this now, determining who goes first. Yeah, I think that's what we want to go with here instead. Determining who goes first here instead of saying rolling initiative. All right, so at the start of each round, players have the say in who goes. Start each round. Wait, I should say it like this. Just in case there's like separate groups of people, so I start each round. I should say to determine who gets to go first and who there after. Thereafter, players will Who goes first? And I'm just thinking of how to word this. To determine who goes first and who thereafter, players must. Okay. The reason I say official actions here is just because, yeah, the reason I say official actions because it's kind of referring to these actions that you can do at the bottom here. So like revealing sky, moving, engaging combat, you know, stuff like that. So engaging combat, this again goes towards player versus player as well as player versus enemy. And then you can also engage with NPCs as well, collect items, use items, you know. So those are basically your moves here. Item related things, engage in combat versus enemies, and then I have engaging combat versus enemies, and then we have engaging in discourse, which with players. So that's a different title. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's write this down before our time ends here today. This is a pretty short stream, all things considered. I usually go for like 2 hours and a half, but today we're cutting it a bit short. So hopefully, again, all of you are okay with that. I'm just gonna just write off the rest of this, and then we're gonna work on we're gonna work on doing the there's still going to be some initiative when it comes to combat, so we're going to have to change that, and then I will call it a day. Alright, let's focus up and get this done. I'm going to put on some background music or something. See if I can find something. Can I find some music for us to play while we are working here? I'm surely I can. Let's see. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put this on. You guys enjoy the music. Can I actually put a list of musics here? I don't know if I can. Can I? Let's see if I can choose like a list here. Can I? Maybe I'll change it out once. Okay, I'll change it out or something. Hopefully, I don't get copyrighted for this, but should be fine. I won't play it too loud. Alright, let's get to work.
Drum hit your face, you be like. When the bass drum hit your face, you be like. When the bass drum hit your face, you.
Karma's got a thing for me. We hold hands, make plans, keep the receipts. Karma, she's my best friend. One step closer, here's how it ends. Karma's got a thing for me. You see, you'll be digging up 6 feet. Karma's never let me down. My smile will kill when I cut you out. It's karma. Shh, it's okay to hurt your voice screaming in my face. I know you gotta bark when you don't got bite. Tell me, what's that like? What's that like? Being that insecure, acting up, immature. Had enough, I'm so bored. I'm so bored. You know what you are, you're a baby, little baby. Now you got hurt 'cause you made me. Yeah, you know what you are, you're a baby, little baby. You only got hurt 'cause you made me bored. It's karma. It's karma. Karma's got a thing for me. We hold hands, make plans, keep the receipts. Karma, she's my best friend. One step closer, here's how it ends. Karma's got a thing for me. You'll see, you'll be digging up 6 feet. Karma's never let me down. My smile will kill when I cut you out. Snip, snip, cutting your bullshit with a plot twist. Don't waste my time, I don't do toxic. I see you looking at me like she's so sweet. She's so nice, I can do what I like, right? Did I make you cry? I forgot that you're a you know what you are, you're a baby, little baby. You now you got hurt 'cause you made me. Yeah, you know what you are, you're a baby, little baby. You only got hurt 'cause you made me bored. It's karma. so bored.
Okay. So, welcome back from that focus sesh. How are we doing? How are we feeling? Hello, hello. Okay, so, I basically written what I need to write. For now, I'm gonna continue writing this, perhaps tomorrow, but today we kind of went a bit over time. We're gonna end the stream, right now, and we'll call it a day. It's almost been 2 hours and a half, so that's typically what I stream anyway. So, timing wise, that's okay. So yeah, went a bit over time today, but I was trying to just figure out in the writing how everything here is gonna be working out, especially with the combat scenario. Just explaining this a bit more. Again, as I was saying, determining who goes first is dependent on role play. So how the scenario just naturally folds out will determine how you go, and depending on if you have a combat situation. I'm thinking for combat, like if you do end up having a combat encounter with enemies, then you just roll like a group or whoever's there. You just roll you roll like AV, or not AV. You roll initiative to see who goes first, who's attacking first, and even then, like your attacks, I'm probably gonna make it so it's also, you can be used offensively, but it can also be used defensively slash reactively as well. So then you can kind of have that epic moments, you know, of like maybe your friend's about to take a really big hit, but then in the last moment you buff them up or something, and then they're able to tank that hit or something like that, you know. I really want to build moments like that. This would be really cool. Because, you know, at the end of the day, we're trying to get you to the end of the goal. The game's not trying to, the game's trying to stop you, you know. The whole experience itself, I'm trying not to make it like too much of a hassle, you know. So yeah, it's been fun doing all this stuff. I'll write down everything. The next time we're back, I think we can start actually designing everything. So hopefully that'll be soon. I'll see how I can schedule everything. I have rescheduled, if you haven't seen on Twitter, I've rescheduled the the HoloCure stream that we're supposed to be doing this week to next week on the 18th at 1 p.m. So look out for that. As well as the VTuber shoutouts form. Again, thank you to all of you who were able to sort of thank you to all of you that were able to go ahead and fill that out. It's honestly means the world to me. Thank you guys so much for filling that out. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out right now. I'll link it in the chat. Going for all you VOD people as well. Go ahead, take a look at it. If you're a VTuber or streamer, then go ahead, fill that out. But right now, I'm mainly looking for VTubers. Maybe we'll do streamers in the future, but we'll see how it goes. If you're a VTuber, know anyone who's a VTuber, go ahead, shout them out. So I can shout them out here on my channels, and or go ahead, put their information in there, put your information in there, so we can get this community, build it up. Because I really want to shout out those smaller creators, you know, because us smaller creators, we gotta look out for one another, you know. It's hard being a small creator because in this, now with the market being so saturated and all that, there's a bunch of VTubers out there. So yeah, just another way for me to hopefully build some community with you guys and connect a bit. So yeah, if you have any questions about that form, feel free to DM me on Twitter or email me. It's probably best to DM me though, because I'll be checking Twitter more often than I do my emails. So yeah, check that out. And if you have any questions or just want to chat, DM me. You know, we can talk. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do have to go. It is getting quite late for me, and we have to wake up early tomorrow for meeting up with the rest of WBC. Let's go. We're planning a little off collab soon, so on the weekend. So I have to get ready and meet up with them soon. So well, not soon, but I guess on the weekend. So yeah, I'll see you guys later then. Bye-bye. Have an amazing rest of your day. People in the VOD, people live, have an amazing rest of your day. If you're the VOD, obviously have an amazing rest of your day. If you're in live right now, have at least in EDT time, have a lovely night. Hopefully you get a good night's sleep and a good weekend. So I'll see you on next week in terms of what we're doing next week. Let me see. What are we doing next week? What do I have planned? Let's see. I plan obviously the Hollow Cure thing on the 18th. We're probably gonna do some more. We're probably gonna do some more gaming. We're gonna try to get back to Shadowverse. Do some newer games as well that we haven't done, and go back to high entropy challenges. That's gonna be fun as well. And then the week after that, maybe do some more game design. I don't know. I haven't really planned out everything. We might do some more Honkai. I might actually start playing some of the games that Bishop's been playing. So like Nier or Knee Streamer Overload, if I can get that in time, or if I remember to get it. We can also start that as well. Maybe next month though, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But for now, thank you guys again so much for watching. It's been lovely. Have a lovely rest of your day. I gotta go. All right. See you guys. Bye-bye.